Hey, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got something truly special to talk about: the 2009 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. If you're a fan of rare and valuable coins, this is one you'll definitely want to pay attention to. Stick around to find out why this particular penny could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars in the right conditions. Let's dive right into it. So, what makes the 2009 Abraham Lincoln penny so special? Well, first, let's take a little trip back in time. In 2009, the United States Mint issued a special series of pennies to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This series featured 4 different reverse designs, each representing a different stage in Lincoln's life. It was a historic release, and that's where things get interesting. Show images of all 4 designs: Lincoln's birth, his formative years, his presidency, and his legacy. The birth and early childhood: Lincoln's humble beginnings in Kentucky. Formative years in Indiana: his time spent working and learning in the woods of Indiana. The professional life, representing Lincoln as a lawyer in Springfield, Illinois. The presidency, featuring a representation of Lincoln's presidency during the Civil War. Pause and show the design of the professional life. Reverse. Now, while these designs were all groundbreaking, there's one thing we should note: the 2009 penny with no mint mark is particularly rare. This penny was struck in Philadelphia, but there was no P mint mark, which is unusual for the time. Okay, so you might be wondering, why is this coin so valuable? Well, there are a few key reasons for that, and it all comes down to rarity, condition, and the market's interest in these historical coins. First off, let's talk about rarity. The 2009 no-mint mark penny from Philadelphia had a significantly lower mintage compared to the other pennies that year. Most pennies struck in 2009 either came from Denver or San Francisco, and those coins often carry a mint mark indicating their place of origin. But the Philadelphia issue with no mint mark stands out as one of the rarer varieties. And when a coin is rare, collectors start to take notice. Now, let's get to the exciting part: the market value of this penny. The 2009 no-mint mark penny isn't just valuable because of its historical significance. Its scarcity makes it quite the investment in today's market. Depending on the condition of the penny, you could be looking at anywhere from $1 to $50 for a well-circulated coin. However, if you have a pristine, uncirculated specimen in mint condition, especially one graded by a professional grading service, you're looking at something much more significant. A coin that has been graded as MS65 or higher, mint state 65 or better, can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500 at auction. But wait, it gets even better. For collectors who are lucky enough to find a 2009 no-mint mark penny with unique characteristics, such as off-center strikes or other errors, the price can skyrocket. We've seen pennies like this sell for over $1,000. And some of the most pristine examples could go for $5,000 or even more. But here's the thing: while the 2009 no-mint mark penny could be worth a small fortune, you have to remember that condition is everything. A well-worn penny will never be worth the same as one that has been carefully preserved and graded. So, how do you know if you have a 2009 no-mint mark penny? It's easy to check. The front of the coin, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait, will have no letter D or S next to the date, which would indicate a mint in Denver or San Francisco. If you don't see any mint mark, that means it was struck in Philadelphia. Make sure to also look for the condition of the coin. If it's worn down from heavy circulation, it won't be worth as much. But if it's well preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, then you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. Grading is a huge factor in determining the value of any coin, and the 2009 no-mint mark penny is no exception. If you think you might have a valuable penny, it's a good idea to get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Grading services assess the coin's condition on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the higher the value. For instance, a 2009 no-mint mark penny graded at MS66 could be worth hundreds of dollars, but one with a lower grade might only be worth a few bucks. To sum it all up, The 2009 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a truly unique and valuable coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin collecting journey, this penny has the potential to be a key piece in your collection. And with some selling for over $5,000, it's clear that this coin has a place in the rarefied world of high-value coins. So, if you find one of these in your pocket change or have one stashed away, it could be worth much more than you think. Always check for the condition, look for errors, and consider getting it professionally graded. We're diving deep into a coin that could be hiding in your collection right now, the 1961 Lincoln penny. A lot of you may have a few of these in your change jar, but did you know some of these pennies are worth a lot more than just 1 cent? That's right, this humble penny could be worth millions of dollars. Stick around as we explore the history, rarity, and the current market value of the 1961 Lincoln penny. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the background of the 1961 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most beloved and iconic coins in American history. It all started back in 1909 when President Abraham Lincoln's image was first featured on the U.S. 1-cent coin. Fast forward to 1961, and we're still seeing this same design, but with some changes along the way, especially with the mint marks. The 1961 penny, minted in Denver, was part of a large series of pennies issued during the 1960s, and in this era, millions were produced. In fact, the Denver Mint struck over 1 billion of these pennies. But despite its massive mintage, some of these 1961 pennies are considered rare and can fetch significant amounts in the market. So, what makes the 1961 Lincoln penny special, and why is it worth so much? Well, the key to its value lies in its condition and unique features. While most 1961 pennies are relatively common and valued at face value, certain varieties, especially those in excellent or rare conditions, can fetch quite a bit more. In particular, the highest value comes from coins with errors. The most notable error for this coin is the famous double die obverse, which is a minting error where the Lincoln design was struck twice. This results in an unusual doubling effect on the date and on parts of Lincoln's portrait, making these coins extremely desirable to collectors. Now, let's talk about the mint mark itself, the D on the 1961 penny. Mint marks indicate which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. The Denver Mint, where the 1961 penny was struck, is known for producing a significant portion of the nation's coinage. However, even with the D mint mark, not all 1961 pennies are created equal. Coins from the Denver Mint are often more plentiful than those produced at other facilities, but certain factors, such as low-grade errors or exceptional condition, can make the 1961 penny extremely rare. When it comes to coin collecting, rarities are what drive the market and determine the price. So, how much is the 1961 Lincoln penny worth today? As we mentioned earlier, most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent, especially if they're in poor condition or don't have any noticeable minting errors. However, the value of this coin can skyrocket if it's in excellent condition or contains a rare error. If you have a regular, worn 1961 penny, it's likely worth about 10 cents to 50 cents, depending on its condition. These are still common in the market, and collectors who are after pennies for their collections might pay a little more than face value, but nothing extraordinary. If the coin is in uncirculated condition, it could be worth between $1 to $5. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin will be. Now, here's where things get exciting. If you happen to find a 1961 penny with the double die obverse error, its value can reach anywhere from $50 to $500 depending on the extent of the error and the condition of the coin. These are highly sought after by serious collectors, and the more defined the doubling, the higher the value. If the penny is in mint state with very few imperfections, some collectors have paid thousands of dollars for these rare specimens. A 1961 penny in mint state, MS65 or higher, can be worth anywhere between $500 to $1,000, or even more, depending on the overall demand and the coin's provenance. In the rarest of cases, a 1961 Lincoln penny, especially one in pristine condition or with an error, has been known to break the $1 million mark at auction. While this is extremely rare, some well-documented era coins or coins with provenance can achieve astonishing prices. So, how do you spot a valuable 1961 D Lincoln penny? Here are a few things to look out for. The D mint mark is crucial. Without it, the penny won't be considered a 1961 D and won't have the same value. If you notice any doubling on the date or Lincoln's portrait, that could be a double die error, which significantly increases the coin's value. The better the condition, the more valuable the penny. Look for coins that have little wear and tear and have retained their original shine. If you think you have a rare coin, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will help establish its market value and authenticity. So, is your 1961 D Lincoln penny worth $1 million? It's possible, but highly unlikely unless you have one with a rare minting error and it's in impeccable condition. Still, if you come across one of these in your collection or change jar, don't be quick to toss it out. You might be holding on to something valuable. We have an exciting topic that could add some serious value to your collection: the 1964 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one of these sitting in your jar or coin box, but what you don't know might surprise you. The 1964 D Lincoln penny holds more than just sentimental value. Some examples are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And in certain cases, it can reach millions of dollars. Stick around as we break down the history, rarity, and market value of this iconic coin. Let's first set the stage. The 1964 D Lincoln penny was minted during a major era of change in U.S. coinage. The Lincoln penny, featuring the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been in production since 1909. But in 1964, the U.S. Mint produced a large quantity of pennies with a D Mint mark, indicating that they were struck at the Denver Mint. Cut to historical footage or images of the Denver Mint in 1964. The D Mint mark is crucial in distinguishing coins minted in Denver from those struck in Philadelphia or San Francisco. The 1964 D penny, while not the rarest of its kind, is special in certain circumstances. And that's where things start to get interesting. Close-up of 1964 D Lincoln penny as the camera slowly rotates around it. So, what makes the 1964 D penny so valuable? The answer lies in its condition, its minting process, and the rarity of certain examples. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced a whopping 4.3 billion pennies, making it a common year. However, there are certain characteristics that set some 1964 D pennies apart from the rest. Some of the 1964 D pennies were struck with a rare error that drastically increases their value. These errors range from double die averse, where the image of Lincoln on the front is slightly doubled, to repunched mint marks, where the D Mint mark was stamped incorrectly. These errors are highly sought after by collectors and can send the coin's value soaring. But that's not all. The condition of the coin is another major factor in its value. Coins in higher grades, especially those rated in MS65 or above, can command a premium price. In fact, the higher the grade, the more likely it is to see a significant increase in value. Let's talk about the current market value of the 1964 D penny, depending on its condition and rarity. If your 1964 D penny is well worn or has been circulated extensively, its value may only be around 10 cents to 50 cents. Not too exciting, right? For pennies that have been cared for a bit better but show some wear, values can range from $1 to $2. These coins are still fairly common but represent a nice upgrade from the lower grades. When a coin is in uncirculated condition with minimal wear, it can fetch between $5 and $15, depending on market demand. If you're lucky enough to have a 1964 D Lincoln penny graded MS65 or higher, you're looking at a potential value of $30 to $50 or more. But here's where things get really exciting, especially for the rarer, era-struck 1964 D pennies. Now, let's focus on the rare, era varieties of the 1964 D Lincoln penny. These are the ones that could take your coin from worth just a few bucks to potentially thousands. Cut to detailed images of era coins, such as double dies or repunched mint marks. Take the double die obverse variety, for example. In these coins, the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse is slightly doubled, and these coins can be worth anywhere from $100 to $300 depending on the clarity of the doubling and the coin's condition. And then, there's the repunched mint mark. If you have a 1964 D penny with a mint mark that's been struck more than once, this error can be worth hundreds of dollars as well. But here's the real kicker. The ultra-rare and near-mythical 1964 D penny with certain combination errors, like a double die along with a repunched mint mark. In perfect condition, this coin can fetch upwards of $1,000 or more at auction. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar question. Can a 1964 D Lincoln penny really be worth millions? While the typical 1964 D pennies won't reach that kind of price, some truly rare examples have been known to make their way into the million-dollar range, especially when they are tied to unique and historic errors that cannot be found anywhere else. For instance, a 1964 D penny with multiple unique errors, an MS-67 or MS-68 grade, could command a price that exceeds the $1 million mark. Coins in these exceptional conditions are incredibly rare, but for the right buyer, they can be a valuable part of a historic collection. So, there you have it. The 1964 D Lincoln 1-cent penny may be common in terms of its production numbers, but if you have one in exceptional condition, or better yet, a rare era coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Always remember, condition is key, and knowing what to look for can make all the difference in the world of coin collecting. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coins that might be sitting in your collection, or even in your change jar. The 1972 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. The 1972 penny, specifically the ones without a mint mark, are part of a very interesting chapter in U.S. coinage history. But what makes this penny so special, and how could it be worth a small fortune? Let's rewind a bit. To understand the value of the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, we need to first understand the history of U.S. coin minting practices. In 1972, the U.S. Mint struck coins at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, you'd expect to see a mint mark indicating where a coin was made. Coins from Philadelphia, for example, have no mint mark at all. But here's where things get interesting. In 1972, the U.S. Mint was facing a critical production issue at the Philadelphia Mint, which led to an abnormality that left some coins with unusual characteristics. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia during this time wouldn't have any mint mark, but some of these 1972 pennies were produced in much larger quantities, which initially made them seem quite ordinary. But over time, a subset of these coins with errors and unique characteristics started catching the attention of collectors. Now, let's talk about the condition and the key features that can turn a 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny into a collector's dream. The most crucial factor when determining the value of a coin is its condition. Coins are graded based on their appearance and the level of wear and tear they've experienced. The highest grade a coin can receive is mint state or MS, and these are the ones that command the highest values in the market. In particular, a 1972 penny in MS-65 or higher could be worth thousands of dollars, especially if it shows unique characteristics like sharp details, no visible wear, and original luster. While it's true that a standard 1972 penny may only be worth 1 cent, if you have one in exceptional condition or with unique errors, the value can skyrocket. A coin with no mint mark and perfect features can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 in the lower grade ranges. But the real value comes when you find one with a rare error, such as a double die or a full strike. Here's where it gets really exciting. The 1972 no-mint mark penny with the rare double die error, which makes the coin look like it's been stamped twice, has been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. This phenomenon happens when the coin's design is stamped more than once, creating a blurry or doubled image, particularly in the lettering on Abraham Lincoln's portrait. In fact, some 1972 pennies with the double die error have fetched up to $100,000 or more in rare cases, depending on their condition. These coins are not just collectible, they're sought after by high-end investors and serious numismatists looking to add them to their portfolios. Imagine finding this in your pocket change. While it's rare to stumble upon a 1972 penny with this error, it's definitely possible, especially if you're on the lookout and have a keen eye for detail. And if you think finding a penny worth millions is out of reach, think again. Coin dealers across the country specialize in finding these rare pieces, and many collectors actively hunt for these valuable coins. So, don't underestimate the power of a single penny in your collection. As we move into the digital age, platforms like eBay and auction houses have opened up a whole new world for collectors and investors. The value of a 1972 no-mint mark penny with the right error or in the right condition can continue to climb, especially as more people discover just how rare and valuable these pennies can be. To wrap up, the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny may have started out as just another piece of pocket change, but with the right condition, errors, and a little luck, it can become a true treasure. If you have a 1972 penny, it might just be time to get it graded. Who knows? You might be holding a coin worth thousands, or even millions, just waiting to be discovered. We're looking at a very special coin, one that many collectors might overlook at first glance, but could be worth much more than you think. That's right, we're talking about the 1976 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one in your coin jar right now, and it could be worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. Now, before we jump into the market value, let's take a step back and talk about the history behind the 1976 Lincoln penny. The year 1976 was pivotal in American history. It was the bicentennial year, marking the 200th anniversary of the United States' independence. The U.S. Mint decided to commemorate this monumental event with a series of special coins. While the bicentennial quarter often steals the spotlight, the 1976 penny also played a crucial role in the year's coinage production. Let's break it down. This penny was minted at 3 U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Today, we're specifically focusing on the 1976 penny, which means it was minted in Denver. The letter D stamped on the coin's reverse is a mark of its origin. Over 4 billion of these coins were produced that year, but what sets the 1976 penny apart from its massive production run? Well, it's all about rarity and the condition it's in. At first glance, the 1976 penny might seem like just another standard coin, but when you look closer, it's easy to see why some of these can fetch such high prices on the market. Now, most 1976 pennies in average condition are only worth face value. That's just 1 cent. However, the story changes when you find a coin in mint condition, especially one with very few imperfections. Coins with high-quality features, like a well-defined image of Abraham Lincoln, no scratches, and sharp details on the shield and wheat stalks, are much rarer and much more valuable. But the real money-maker is when you come across a 1976 penny that's been misstruck, error-filled, or is in uncirculated condition. These coins can command prices in the thousands, and in some cases, millions of dollars. One of the most exciting errors to look for is the double-strike penny. If the coin was struck twice during the minting process, this could result in a very valuable piece. Coins like this have been known to sell for anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, depending on their quality and the specific error. But wait! What about graded coins? Coins are given a grade based on their quality, from poor P1 to mint state, MS70. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A 1976 penny in MS65 condition, which means it's almost perfect with minimal wear, can be worth around $1,000 to $2,000. If the coin is MS67 or better, you could be looking at a price tag of $10,000 or more. Coins that are graded 68 or 69 are extremely rare, and these can easily push the price into the six-figure range. In some cases, certain 1976 Lincoln pennies have been sold for as much as $500,000 or more, making them some of the most valuable coins on the market today. And for those wondering, yes, a 1976 penny has been sold for over $1 million. This was for a special era coin with an unusual die crack. It was sold at auction after being carefully verified and appraised by experts. If you think that sounds impossible, just remember, this coin is rare. It's incredibly rare to find one in perfect, error-free condition, which is exactly what makes it so valuable. So, where do you find these million-dollar pennies? The best way to sell a rare 1970-60 penny is through a reputable coin dealer or at a high-profile auction house. Websites like eBay or Heritage Auctions are places where these pennies have been known to sell for thousands, sometimes even more, depending on demand. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or you've been in the game for years, the 1970-60 Lincoln penny should definitely be on your radar. While the majority of these coins are worth just 1 cent, those with unique characteristics, like error coins, mint condition coins, or misstrikes, could lead you to an unexpected treasure worth thousands or even millions of dollars. If you happen to have a 1970-60 penny lying around, be sure to check it carefully. Who knows? You might have a small treasure waiting to be discovered. We're diving into a very interesting and often overlooked coin, the 1980 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Could this seemingly ordinary penny actually be worth millions of dollars? Stick around to find out. At first glance, the 1980 Lincoln penny might look like just another coin from the past, but let's dig a little deeper into its fascinating story and why it might just be sitting in your pocket or collection, waiting to make you a fortune. First, let's take a quick trip back to 1980. This was a time of significant historical and economic events. The U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for circulation, including the iconic Lincoln Memorial Cent. The Lincoln Cent, which first appeared in 1909, featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. 1980 saw the regular, mass production of these pennies. However, most people don't realize that there's something special about some of these pennies, a rare anomaly that could drastically increase its value. So, what's so special about the 1980 no-mint mark penny? Well, the U.S. Mint has always placed mint marks on coins to indicate where they were produced. You've probably seen them before: the D for Denver, the S for San Francisco, and the P for Philadelphia. However, in 1980, there were a few pennies that were minted in Philadelphia without any mint mark. These rare 1980 no-mint mark pennies are much scarcer than most people realize. Here's the thing: while most 1980 pennies were made in Denver and do have a mint mark, the ones made in Philadelphia that lack the mint mark are considered to be an error or an anomaly, making them highly sought after by collectors. Even though there is no official record indicating a minting error, these pennies are believed to be the result of a production issue or just a rare occurrence where the mint mark was unintentionally left off. Now you may be asking yourself, how does this anomaly affect the value of the coin? Let's find out. Let's talk about the numbers. On average, most 1980 no-mint mark pennies can still be found in circulation for their face value, just 1 cent. However, due to their rarity, collectors have been known to pay significantly more for these coins. In fact, depending on the coin's condition, a 1980 no-mint mark penny can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to a few $100s. But here's the big question: could this penny be worth millions? The answer is yes, but only under very specific conditions. Now you might be thinking, millions of dollars for a penny? That seems far-fetched. Well, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, for a coin to reach a value in the millions, it needs to be incredibly rare, in perfect or near-perfect condition, and come with proper authentication from a reputable grading agency like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Coins like the 1933 Double Eagle or the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel have fetched millions of dollars, but these coins are outliers. A 1980 no-mint mark penny would need to be in pristine condition, possibly graded MS-68 or higher, and authenticated as one of the rarest, most error-prone examples for it to reach that kind of value. So, how can you tell if your 1980 no-mint mark penny is worth something more than its face value? Well, first, take a close look at the coin's condition. Coins in excellent shape, without any signs of wear and tear, will always be worth more. Look for coins that are shiny, crisp, and have clear details on both the obverse and reverse. If your coin shows little to no signs of wear and has a sharp, clean design, it could be worth more than you think. Next, make sure there's no mint mark on the reverse side, which is typically located just beneath the Lincoln Memorial. If there's no D or S, it could very well be one of those special Philadelphia minted, no mint mark coins. If you think you might have a rare 1980 no mint mark penny, it's time to get it appraised. You can take it to a local coin dealer, a reputable auction house, or even get it graded by an official grading service to determine its true market value. To wrap up, while a typical 1980 no mint mark penny might not be worth millions, there's still a great deal of value in finding one of these rare coins. If you come across one in excellent condition, you might have a hidden treasure on your hands, potentially worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And in the right circumstances, with a perfect grade and proper authentication, who knows? Maybe you'll unlock a coin worth a small fortune. We'll be diving into one of the most intriguing coins in the history of the United States, the 1982 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think, it's just another penny, but trust me, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Stay tuned to find out why the 1982 D. Lincoln penny could be worth way more than a mere penny. Let's get into it. Alright, before we dive into its market value, let's take a quick look at the 1982 D. Lincoln penny itself. This penny is part of a major transition for the U.S. Mint. 1982 marked the year when the composition of the penny changed. Originally made of 95% copper, the penny now had to be re-engineered due to rising copper prices. The 1982 pennies, including the 1982 D, were made in both copper and zinc variants. As we look at the coin, you can spot the distinguishing D mint mark right here, indicating that it was minted at the Denver Mint. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse showcases the iconic Lincoln Memorial. So, what makes the 1982 D penny stand out? While most of them are just your everyday pennies, there's one key factor that can make this coin valuable: the condition. You see, coins that are well preserved, uncirculated, or have rare minting errors can fetch a high price among collectors and investors. In addition to the typical wear and tear, the 1982 D penny can sometimes have specific errors or features that significantly boost its value. For example, certain 1982 D pennies were minted with a rare error known as a double die reverse, where part of the coin is double imprinted. This error increases its value, especially if it's in pristine condition. Now let's talk numbers. How much is the 1982 D Lincoln penny actually worth today? Well, for a typical 1982 D penny that's in circulation, it's still worth just 1 cent. But, and this is a big but, the value skyrockets for coins in exceptional condition or with certain minting errors. Let's break it down. In general, you might find a 1982 D penny worth anywhere between 10 cents to a few dollars depending on its condition. However, if you come across a mint state, or an uncirculated 1982 D penny, you might be looking at $5 to $10 or more. But here's where it gets interesting. If you find a 1982 D penny with the rare double die reverse error, the price can jump significantly. A coin in good condition with this error has been known to fetch anywhere between $100 and $200. And if the coin is in pristine condition, you could be looking at a value upwards of $1,000 or even more. Now you might be wondering, can a 1982 D Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? Well, the answer is, it's unlikely. But before you write it off entirely, let's look at a rare scenario. If a 1982 D penny were to have an incredibly unique minting error, like a double die obverse combined with uncirculated condition and certified by a grading company such as PCGS or NGC, you could potentially see a higher value in the auction market. But the $1 million price tag is a stretch. That said, it's not out of the question for rare and historically significant coins to reach astronomical prices, especially in a high-demand collector's market. Still, the fact remains, the 1982 D penny has earned its spot in the hearts of collectors, and finding a mint condition or error-free example will make you some serious cash. So, how can you identify a valuable 1982 D penny in your collection or loose change? First, start by examining the condition. A high-quality, uncirculated penny will have sharp details and no signs of wear. Next, look closely at the reverse for any signs of double die errors, particularly around the letters and numbers. Look for any visible doubling of the words e pluribus unum, or the United States of America. If you spot this, hold on to that penny, it's potentially worth hundreds. In conclusion, while the 1982 D. Lincoln penny may seem like a regular coin at first glance, it holds incredible potential for the right collectors and investors. Whether it's the quality of the coin, its minting errors, or simply its age, it could be worth a lot more than just a penny. So, the next time you find a 1982 D penny, take a close look at it. It could be the start of your next coin collecting treasure. And if you're serious about getting into coin collecting, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! We're diving into one of the most intriguing and valuable coins out there, the 1987 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think, it's just a penny, how valuable can it really be? Well, you might be surprised, because this coin could be worth a lot more than you expect, possibly even $1 million. That's right, the 1987 penny without a mint mark is one of the rarest, most sought-after coins by collectors. Stick with me, and let's unravel why this tiny copper coin could potentially be worth more than its weight in gold. First, let's cover the basics. The 1987 Abraham Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities by the U.S. Mint, as part of the regular coinage production. But there's something special about a small number of these coins, a detail that makes them incredibly rare. You see, most pennies minted in the U.S. have a mint mark to show which U.S. Mint facility produced them. These mint marks are located on the obverse, or front side, of the coin, right near the date. But in 1987, there was a small batch of pennies that were struck without a mint mark, leaving us with the elusive no-mint mark 1987 penny. To understand the rarity, let's dive into a bit of coin history. The U.S. Mint has multiple facilities across the country, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint has its own stamp to signify where the coin was made. The Philadelphia Mint, for example, typically doesn't use a mint mark, but every other mint, like Denver and San Francisco, places a D or S mint mark on their coins. So, naturally, every regular penny made in 1987 had either a D or S mint mark. However, there was an unusual error in the production line at the Philadelphia Mint. For a short period, they accidentally struck a small batch of pennies without the P mint mark. It was a rare mistake, and not many of these no mint mark coins made it into circulation. So, what's this coin worth today? Well, let me tell you, its value is skyrocketing, especially among dedicated collectors. Normally, a 1987 penny with a mint mark would only be worth around 1 cent, or maybe a few cents to a collector looking for a clean example. But the 1987 no-mint mark penny is another story. Because of the limited number of them and their scarcity, these coins have been selling for upwards of $5,000 to $10,000 each in perfect condition. Some exceptional specimens, especially those in uncirculated or mint condition, have even been known to sell for $20,000 or more. But why are some people predicting that this coin could be worth millions of dollars? The answer lies in its rarity and demand. Although there were millions of pennies minted in 1987, only a handful are believed to be no-mint mark versions. There's no official count on exactly how many exist, but the general consensus is that fewer than 50 of these rare pennies were ever made. Because of their scarcity, collectors are fighting over these coins, and the market is responding accordingly. Additionally, collectors are always looking for the next big find, especially when it comes to mint errors and rare variants. As time goes on and fewer examples of the 1987 no-mint mark penny remain in circulation, the price could continue to rise. If you happen to own one of these rare pennies, you could be sitting on a gold mine. As demand increases, the price could easily hit $1 million or even higher for a coin in pristine condition. Now you might be wondering, how can I tell if I've found one of these rare pennies? Well, it's actually quite simple. Start by looking at the date and the mint mark. If the penny is from 1987 and there's no mint mark visible next to the date, voila, you've got yourself a potential treasure. It's important to remember that the P mint mark would typically appear on pennies made in Philadelphia, so if there's nothing there, that's your indicator. Also, keep in mind that the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A penny that has been worn down from years of circulation will be worth much less than a well-preserved, uncirculated specimen. Coins that are in gem quality, perfect condition can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. So, what does the future hold for the 1987 no mint mark penny? Well, as with all rare coins, the value will continue to be driven by demand. There will likely be more people hunting for these rare specimens as time goes on, and as fewer of them are discovered, their price could continue to climb. In fact, it's possible that the 1987 no mint mark penny will one day be considered one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. So, if you happen to come across one of these, hold onto it tight, because it could be worth a lot more than you think. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1987 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our coin collecting adventures. And remember, if you think you might have one of these rare pennies in your collection, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional. We're diving deep into a rare and highly sought-after coin, the 1988 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you have this coin, hold onto it, because it could be worth a lot more than its face value. In fact, it might even be worth millions. In this video, we'll explore everything you need to know about the 1988 penny, from its history and significance to its current market value and potential worth. Let's begin with a little background on the 1988 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted as part of the regular U.S. coinage series, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a standard copper penny, but not all pennies are created equal. There's one key feature that makes this 1988 penny so special: its potential to be a rare, high-value coin, particularly if it's in great condition or has a minting error. So, what makes the 1988 penny potentially worth a fortune? First off, let's talk about the mint mark, or the lack of it. The 1988 penny, like most pennies, was minted in Philadelphia, meaning it doesn't have a mint mark. While this isn't unusual, it's important because it means the penny could be a rare find in high-grade condition. Now, let's discuss the market value. A regular 1988 penny, in typical circulated condition, is worth only 1 cent. But when you have a coin that is in uncirculated, mint condition, or has a minting error, the value can increase dramatically. Some 1988 pennies are being sold for thousands of dollars at auctions, especially if they have characteristics such as doubled dies, unique strikes, or other mint errors. In fact, there are reports of specific 1988 pennies being valued in the thousands, and in some rare cases, they could even approach $1 million valuation depending on the rarity and condition. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A coin that is in mint state, meaning it has been well preserved and is free of scratches, wear, or tarnish, can fetch a significant price on the market. The higher the grade, the more likely the coin is to attract collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar. Speaking of rare errors, one of the most valuable types of 1988 pennies are those with minting mistakes. For example, some 1988 pennies have been found with doubling on Lincoln's face, the lettering, or even on the date. This type of error is known as a doubled die, and it can significantly increase the value of the penny. If you have a 1988 penny with such an error, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars or more, depending on its condition and the severity of the error. Another factor to consider is the collector's market. Numismatics, or coin collecting, is a passionate hobby for many, and certain coins can increase in value over time as collectors search for rare pieces to add to their collections. As a result, even a non-era 1988 penny, in near-perfect condition, can see its value skyrocket. If you're lucky enough to have a pristine 1988 penny or one with a rare error, it could be worth a small fortune. Coins like these are often purchased by serious collectors, and auction houses can sell them for tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes even more. and for the most exceptional examples, we're talking about values that could cross into the $1,000,000 range, especially for collectors who are looking for the rarest of the rare. To find out if your 1988 penny could be worth a fortune, the best thing to do is to carefully examine it for any minting errors or unusual characteristics. Check for signs of doubling, odd markings, or any signs that the coin was minted in a way that deviates from the standard issue. If you suspect your penny could be a valuable one, get it professionally graded by a trusted numismatic grading service to determine its authenticity and market value. In conclusion, while most 1988 Lincoln pennies are worth only 1 cent, there are exceptions. If you have a well-preserved, error-free 1988 penny in great condition, or if your penny happens to have a rare minting error, it could be worth a lot more than just its face value. In some cases, these coins can fetch thousands of dollars, and in rare instances, they can even be worth millions. So, check your coin collection carefully. You never know when a seemingly ordinary penny might turn into a rare treasure worth a fortune. We're diving deep into a coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike, the 1992 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. But what makes this coin so special? Stick around as we explore its current market value, why it could be worth much more than its face value, and how it might even reach the $1,000,000 mark. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1992 penny features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This is the design that most of us are familiar with, as it has graced the 1-cent coins since 1959. But what sets the 1992 apart from other pennies? Let's take a closer look. You might be wondering, what's so special about a 1992 penny? After all, it's just another copper-plated penny, right? Well, here's the catch. While most 1992 pennies are, in fact, fairly common, there is a specific variant that has made headlines in recent years. The 1992 penny is known for its rare and mysterious error, a slight doubling in the minting process, commonly referred to as the 1992 close AM variety. Now, you may have heard of the close AM error before. It refers to a subtle but distinct feature on the reverse of the coin where the letters A and M in America are closer together than on regular pennies. This is due to a misalignment in the die used to strike the coins. For most coins from 1992, the A and M are spaced further apart, known as the wide AM. But on this rare 1992 close AM variety, the two letters are almost touching, making it highly sought after by collectors. So, why does this error make the 1992 penny worth so much? Well, as you might expect, error coins are much rarer than their standard counterparts. Coins with such minting defects are often pulled from circulation or destroyed, making them difficult to find. So, when a 1992 close AM penny surfaces, it can command a premium price in the marketplace. Let's talk about how much these rare coins are actually worth. As of the latest estimates, the 1992 close AM penny can fetch anywhere between a few hundred to several $1,000s depending on its condition, with specimens in near mint or mint condition being the most valuable. A well-preserved coin could easily reach a value of $1,000 to $5,000, or even higher. But here's the kicker: some of the very best specimens, especially those with exceptional quality and rare features, have been known to sell for well into the tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, a 1992 close AM penny in perfect, uncirculated condition could potentially reach the $1,000,000 mark, although these examples are extremely rare and have only been seen in select auctions and private collections. Now you're probably wondering how you can identify this valuable 1992 close AM penny in your own coin jar. It's all about looking closely at the reverse of the coin, specifically the America portion of the design. In the 1992 close AM variety, the A and M will be much closer together compared to a regular 1992 penny, where they are farther apart. To get a clearer view, you'll need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. To help with identification, you can also compare your coin to known high-quality examples of the 1992 close AM penny, which you can find in online coin databases, auction listings, or even through reputable coin dealers. If the and M on your coin are very close, then you've likely got a winner on your hands. Now you might be thinking, if I find one of these pennies, how do I sell it? The market for rare error coins, including the 1992 D-Close AM penny, is quite active, and there are several places where you can sell it. Coin shows, online auction sites like eBay, and specialized online marketplaces for rare coins are great places to list your penny. You can also reach out to professional coin dealers who can help appraise your coin and potentially offer you a fair price. Remember, condition plays a huge role in the final price. A coin in mint condition with no wear, scratches, or tarnish will always command a higher price than one that's seen better days. If you think you've got a valuable specimen, it might be worth getting it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, as this can help establish the authenticity and value of the coin in the market. While most 1992 D pennies are worth just 1 cent, if you find one with a rare close AM error, you could be holding a coin that's worth thousands, or potentially even millions of dollars. Keep an eye out in your coin jar, and remember, in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest error can lead to the biggest reward. We're diving deep into the 2004 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that could be worth far more than its face value. We're going to look at what makes this penny so special, why it's in demand, and how it could potentially fetch millions of dollars at auction. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories, rare finds, and market insights. Now, let's take a closer look at the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, and why it's creating such a buzz in the world of numismatics. Let's start with a bit of history. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny has been in circulation since 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 2004 Lincoln penny is part of a series that celebrated the 16th president's legacy, featuring designs that show different aspects of Lincoln's life and presidency. But what makes the 2004 no-mint Mark penny stand out is the absence of a mint mark, which is typically found on the reverse side of U.S. coins. In 2004, most pennies were minted in the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, a small number of these pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark. This rare variation is what makes this coin so valuable today. Now, why does the lack of a mint mark make this penny so valuable? Well, in most cases, a missing mint mark would not typically increase a coin's value, but the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is an exception. It's a result of a rare error during production, and that rarity is what drives its worth. Coins that are struck with errors, especially ones that deviate from the standard design, are considered highly collectible by numismatists. This is due to the fact that such errors are unusual and difficult to find, making them more desirable to collectors. The 2004 no-mint Mark penny is one of those coins that falls into this category, and as a result, it has captured the attention of both coin collectors and investors alike. So, what's the current market value of the 2004 no-mint Mark penny? Well, its value depends on a few key factors: its condition, whether it's been professionally graded, and the demand from buyers. As of recent market reports, a typical 2004 no-mint Mark penny in average circulation condition might be worth around $10 to $20. However, if you're lucky enough to find one in near mint or mint condition, the value could soar into the hundreds of dollars. But here's the big question: can this penny be worth millions? While most of the 2004 no-mint Mark pennies are worth only a few dollars, there have been instances where exceptionally rare and high-grade versions of this coin have fetched upwards of $100,000 at auction. In very rare cases, coins with unique characteristics or those in pristine condition can push the price into the millions, especially if they are part of a larger collection of similar rare coins. The idea of a 2004 no-mint Mark penny reaching millions of dollars might sound far-fetched, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. As with all rare coins, the value is largely determined by the market, the collector community, and the coin's rarity. If one of these pennies were to be found in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, or if it was part of a historically significant collection, it could attract the attention of major investors and numismatists who are willing to pay a premium. The rarest of the rare coins can sometimes break auction records, so if a 2004 no-mint mark penny with exceptional features were to surface, it might find its way into the $1 million range. But for now, most of these coins remain in the more affordable category, typically worth anywhere from $10 to $1,000 depending on condition and specific features. If you're wondering how to spot a 2004 no-mint mark penny, it's relatively simple. First, check the date on the coin to confirm it's from 2004. Next, flip the penny over and look for the mint mark under the word 1 on the reverse side. Normally, you'd see a D, 4 coins minted in Denver or a P, 4 coins from Philadelphia. If there's no mint mark at all, you've got yourself a 2004 no mint mark penny. The condition of the coin is also critical. If it has any visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, its value will likely be lower. A coin in uncirculated condition, however, will have sharp details and minimal to no wear, which can significantly increase its worth. If you happen to find a 2004 no-mint mark penny, you might be wondering where you can sell it for the highest price. There are several options, including reputable coin dealers, online auction sites like eBay, and specialized numismatic auctions. You'll want to get your coin professionally graded by a trusted service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, to ensure its value is accurately determined. Having a high-quality photograph and a certificate of authenticity can also help increase your chances of selling the coin for top dollar. For rarer coins, the more documentation and proof of condition you have, the better. In conclusion, the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare and highly collectible coin. While most of these pennies are valued at just a few dollars, there's always the potential for an exceptional one to fetch thousands or even millions, especially if it's in pristine condition or part of a unique collection. So, the next time you're going through your pocket change or sorting through your coin collection, be sure to keep an eye out for this rare find. It could be worth far more than you think.